Good morning, everybody. We made it to Tuesday. If you had a rough Monday like me, this kind of feels like Friday, but it's not. I don't mean to burst anyone's bubble, but we still have 3 more days till the weekend. Let's see who's in here. Angie Gibson, first one. Good morning to you. Sharon's at work. She's going to listen later. Hello, Shannon. Sharon and Shannon, because Shannon's the next one. Hello, there's our Georgia Peach who's back. Uli Girl, Jules. Wolf Cat is here. Kayla, good morning. Katrina, Chris, Aggie, Katie Bird, fun to ski. If I miss anybody, you know I'm going to catch you in a little bit because you guys leave the best comments ever. Lori said good morning from Florida. What's the temperature there? We have finally had what you're used to, warm weather, 24/7, 365. We finally had a break. Doesn't sound like much of a break, but it's actually in the mid 90s now. But the heat index today is definitely going to creep up. I'm just ready for like 85. I don't ask for much. Low 60s in the morning, mid 80s in the morning, all year long. Let's see if I missed anybody. Preschool Granny, there you are. Just me. How are you? Tracy, good morning. Gaelic Girl, there she is. Juicy Tequila Bobo, good morning. Be a shiner, not a whiner. Hope everyone's having a good morning. Great show yesterday. I think we covered a lot of things with Allie. We're going to talk about it more later this week. Really happy you guys hung in there because there were some people that decided instead of going to listen to a show they agreed with, came in to try to tell us our business. They were saying this has nothing to do with summer. I'm really tired of hearing things have nothing to do with summer. That's ridiculous. How can you say someone that was such an integral part of their circle, their family, has nothing to do with summer? Makes no sense to me. None. Thomas Randall, where you been, my friend? Good morning. Haven't seen you in a while. There's our friend Pat. Hey, Pat, I sent you a message on Discord the other day. I'm not sure what day it was. Nothing big, nothing urgent. Let me see here. I missed something. I was going to put something up. Katie said it's a hot day. Yes, it is. It certainly is. So let's bring up our friend Muscles and Mascara and get to the show. Good morning, Muscles.
Good morning. How are you? How is everybody?
Good. As promised, we're going to do part two. Part two from when Chris McDonough went to the house and was with Candace. I don't care how many times you watch it. It is a jaw dropper and a half. I'm still never going to get used to seeing the dungeon.
Nope.
Or Candace referring to her bedroom as she slept in the basement. Again, past tense.
Mm-hmm.
Quoting Dr. Phil when he said trigger after trigger after trigger and nothing. She's in what she claims to be the part of the property that Summer was abducted from, and it doesn't move her at all.
Yes. I'm trying to look at chat here just a second, Brooks.
Mm-hmm. And that's concerning for anyone. We're used to it by now.
Yeah.
I was thinking about what Kat said yesterday because Candace tried to slip us a Mickey on Sunday, and she posted a video, not to the channel that she just started in the spring, but to a channel she'd had for quite a while where she's putting up pictures of the kids and things like that. And it was just, you could just hear crickets, maybe a bird, a black screen. And we're like, is she going to go live? But I agree with Kat 100%. She threw a wrench out there because she was upset about Mary and Jeannie going on McDonough's show Sunday night, which I have not listened to yet. I heard it was great.
Yeah, I've not listened to that yet either, but that was a really good point because she's exactly right. I had to try to steal some attention away from that topic, I'm sure. So really good point.
Because I mean, why else would she do it?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, she's not been on social media in forever, and then just bam, all of a sudden, conveniently, yeah, it makes total sense. And isn't that sad at the mind games that lady will try to play during, while her daughter's missing? It's just incredible to me that's what the thought process behind her. It's crazy.
Well, and my thing is, if she really didn't want her sisters-in-law to speak out, Chris would have given her the link. He'd rather talk to her.
Absolutely. He's begged her to. Begged her.
She's got the answers.
Absolutely, she does. And he would love to talk to her, I'm sure. So
they weren't there. They don't know Summer.
No, sadly they don't. And nor does Candace, to be quite honest. So
nope. And of course I figured that she would pull it was a butt dial. Well, it's kind of hard to, just kind of like the milk video. Oh, my mom took that by accident. But you posted it, idiot.
Exactly. Thank you.
Why'd you post something that was taken by accident, you weirdo? So of course she took it down, which tells me that Candace is not sober.
That's a fact. You can almost guarantee that that's exactly the truth. She definitely was not. I don't know if she's ever been sober a day in her life. So,
not any time recently. So I saw this meme. I think it was on Facebook the other day, and it was like, alcohol said this is a good idea to post this on Facebook. And then it says 24 hours later, alcohol was very wrong.
Oh,
so it's not the first time that we have seen her try to trick us, fool us. I mean, we're going to have to go back through the phone call they made to Mary that one night where she was saying that, Don got, these ninjas scooped him up and took him to Boston, and Mary's all upset and everything. So I agree 100% with Kat that she did that she probably wanted people just sitting there refreshing. Forget about Mary and Jeannie. Let's just see if she's going to go live.
Yeah. Golly, the games are crazy around here. Wow. They just get deeper and deeper too. It's really insane how she goes from complete silence to this stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's so stupid.
Well, it just tells me she's not sober. If she did this sober, then she's truly out of her mind.
Exactly. You nailed it. Yep. You're exactly right. No way she's sober. No way.
I mean, even if someone said, hey, she's been in rehab this whole time and everything, I've been like, good, finally, maybe she can make sense out of things that don't make any sense, and she can have some memory of what happened June 15th from when she got home, not that morning.
Yes. And I hope she does get sober. I don't want anybody to take that the wrong direction. I hope she does get that way. But, history tends to repeat itself with her, and she's not in a place mentally with everything going on around her that she could gain sobriety at this point. I don't think, because she's not willing. You've got to be willing. Got to be willing to make a change. So exactly. I just don't see that.
And that's what Jules is saying. Jules says rehab doesn't always work. You have to really you want that new life.
Yeah. Well, and even if she was clean, even if she was dried out, and, for this, 2 months that we've not heard from her, 2 months doesn't hardly allow you to say that you're sober. You've got to keep practicing that on your own out in the public. That's not what she's doing. We know better than that. We know better. She's hiding. So let's call it what it truly is.
Yeah, she's hiding. She is hiding. Carla said she's just biding her time in case Dawn gets out, or waiting for her knight in shining armor. We'll discuss it later in the week. I think it's on Friday. The channel Evil Exists, I don't have my notes in front of me. I believe it was Evil Exists, was messaging back and forth with Human Boss's scab, Tim Mullen, who said that it is set for October 30th for him to get out. I got to look at it again. I think there's a hearing coming up about rehab. That was his message. But look at it again. It's on Evil Exists. We're going to talk about it on Friday. So I'm going to go through a couple of comments from part 1. And I've gotten all your emails and everything, guys. A lot of people reached out and they said, you're forgetting about the swim hole. No, I'm not. Trust me. Have no fear, it is near. We will talk about the swim hole video for probably about the 200th time on this channel coming up, because I know that we go back over and over and over and over about these things. It's all in the beginning.
Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. I'm excited to go through this.
If you get a new book and you can't wait to read it, you don't go to the middle.
Facts. You're exactly right.
I mean, I guess if you're in a hurry, you can read the very back page and say, oh, I already know what's going on, but you start at the beginning.
Absolutely.
What we do.
Absolutely.
Where's Summer 800 TBI Fine? Good morning, my friend. Good morning. She did some sleuth work for us.
Aw.
So let's go through some comments from part 1.
All right, let's do it.
All right, 2 days ago, Lisa K. Ruitt said CPS made recommendations for the open case on Summer. One was that the older boys had to sleep in a separate room from Summer. Also, Don had to build a wall in the bathroom. He'd completed all the requirements before Summer went missing. I don't know where this information came from. I don't know where these CPS leaks are coming from. I don't know if this is something Don said when he was on a live, if it's something Candace said to someone that got repeated. I'm not comfortable with the CPS leaks. I'm not.
I'm not comfortable with that either, Brooks. I'm glad that you said that, because while I think we can all take it with a grain of salt, and that's probably what they might have told them. I don't know. We don't know that for sure. And I don't like that at all. I don't like messing with what the requirements to keep the kids or do this or do that, whatever CPS was telling. It's just wrong. So if it's happened, it's wrong on who did that. And if it's been made up, it's even more wrong. But I mean, Summer, okay, let's move forward. Go ahead.
Well, so there's 2 parts to this. I'm not comfortable with the CPS leaks. Because we have people screaming from the rooftops, CPS needs to do their job, but then when they're trying to do their job, it gets leaked out. So other people aren't doing their job by talking about very private things that are going on with minor children. Okay, so I've got another part of this.
That's perfect. I love that.
Why would a CPS worker, Child Protective Services, make any recommendation about keeping Summer away from her older brothers? I don't like that inference. This is not the first time I've heard it. I think it's gross, and I think it's putting something out there that is not. I don't see it. I don't want to believe it's true.
Okay, I don't either.
I don't have a brother. I have many friends that have daughters and sons. It is not a big deal for all the kids to fall asleep in front of the TV and they're sleeping by each other.
Absolutely. No, I don't like what it insinuates either. It is disgusting. I don't want to believe it either. Could we possibly all be surprised? Yeah, we probably could. But at this point in time, these kids have absolutely been through enough. It does not deserve to be talked about. And I do not like what they're trying to infer with those comments. Do not at all. It's disgusting.
And it's been sitting in my comment section for a few days. So it's already been seen. I missed it. I apologize. So that's why I'm bringing it up. Anyway.
Yeah.
So it said he'd completed all the requirements before Summer went missing. Now, I heard the polar opposite, that the improvements on the house didn't start until after Summer went missing in order to get the boys back. That's the reason there was so much going on different YouTube channels. I don't remember if it was on Shares or not, different ones. And people were like, hey, I'm in the area. I know for sure on Cam and Alley's, I can bring over some, the vinyl tile squares. I can bring that. There were some people that came over and helped put the staircase up so they're not crawling under the cabinet and stuff like that.
Yes, that's what I heard too. But we do know that they did at least have them separate. Their rooms were separated, because we did hear them say that even Candace said when she walked in, she said, "This is the boys' room." You remember that?
Yes.
Where the bunk beds were when you first entered. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what all that was. And quite honestly, people that are out there making different assumptions and insinuations, I mean, that's just dangerous. It's just dangerous to those boys. And I can't deal with that.
Well, and Sunny D, she said, I did foster care, and one of the requirements was that the boys and girls have separate bedrooms, and that doesn't necessarily mean anything. No, I totally agree, and I'm not making any inference. What I'm saying, okay, in a foster care situation, I understand, particularly if they came from different families.
Sure.
In your own home, it's your own home. That if you have a 5-year-old and say a 7-year-old, and they can, obviously you're going to say, well, you're going to change clothes in the bathroom, or this is the walk-in closet. Obviously, we know from the McDonough interviews, they didn't have that set up. So
that's correct.
I can understand the suggestion. I don't like, not necessarily from Lisa's comment, other comments I've seen, I don't like the inference that's being taken from it.
Nope, I don't either. In fact, I try to stay away from that. Not that I don't want to consider it. I mean, let's be honest. We all have, we can all think about what we want to think about, but I try to stay away from that when I'm looking at different stuff too, just because, that's a rabbit hole I don't want to venture down right now with not knowing the specifics. So.
Well, and not to mention, according to Candace, after the so-called abduction, they all started sleeping upstairs anyway. That one I didn't understand at all anyway.
Yeah, put them at the front door. That way everybody can get to them. Yeah, that's interesting. With the scaffolding steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, make it easier. Okay, Candace, why don't you sleep in a tent in the front yard?
Friggin' idiots.
Sherry Weeks said, maybe the swing. If one of the boys or Candace, anyone, pushed her off her usual path, she might have hit the trunk of the tree. This has been talked about a lot, and I don't see it out of the realm of possibility. They already were under a lot of heat from CPS. If they truly were going to be there the next day, if Summer's noggin is all messed up, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it is definitely in the realm of possibilities. Absolutely it is. There's something about the swing for sure. And, is it just because that's what she enjoyed doing? Maybe so. I don't know. But, even Grandma posed in front of it for her freaking interview. We had to make sure to get the swing tree right in front of everything. So I don't know. Are they teasing us with it? Or is it just because that was her place? I don't know. And I just have a hard time too figuring out or saying, are you stuck on accident, specifically accident cover up? Are you stuck on that maybe as the reason?
Me? No.
Yeah.
I kind of considered it in the beginning, and we can all agree to disagree around here.
Sure.
We come back. We're still friends at the end. I can't get over Candace's violent history against children.
Okay. Well, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I think it's in the realm of possibilities. There was an accident and something happened or whatever, and they are trying to cover it up. But for me, if it was a true accident, then regardless of what your past was and how you're going to be looked at, you don't care and you go get your kid help and you don't cover it up. Like, I can't get past the thought that, even though that they might think they're going to be in trouble, will you put your child's life over the fact that you might be looked at and be in trouble? And I can't get over that aspect of it. I can't.
I can't either, particularly if you look at Candace's many public, they are public. No one's hacking. No one's trolling. Her Facebooks, there were other accidents in the home where she posted things that had happened. One of the boys had stitches in his arm from a dirt bike accident.
Yes.
She had a picture of Summer. She's not feeling well. Summer was much younger than 5, taking her to the doctor. So why can we not get help for an accident that day? That's the reason I've never really bought the accident.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. I was curious. I didn't know. I knew some people how they felt. Some people felt one way or another about the accident. So I was curious. I hadn't really ever asked you that. So.
Well, and I mean, especially even if CPS is coming the next day, in Candace's mind, it makes her hero mom.
Exactly.
Look, she was roughhousing, or she was doing this, she was doing that. Of course, they're going to blame Summer. And I took her straight to the doctor and straight back. This is what the doctor said.
See, that's exactly right. If anything, it would have made it look like she cared and was doing what she should be doing and taking care of her kids. That's where I keep going back to.
Yeah. So, and other people believe it was an accident covered up. That's your theory, your opinion. We probably won't know for quite a long time what really went down.
I agree.
So
I agree.
buckle up.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you.
No, not at all. Not at all. Let me ask everybody in chat, because this is really important, especially before we get to this video. And I want to hear everybody, and it's changed over time. You know, some people have started out that leave the Wells alone just because they have a dirty house. You know what I mean? After the McDonough interviews came out, they were like, ugh. They could have rode that train, Don and Candace, and not opened their flaps, but they just had to. They just had to. On one hand, I understand it. On the other hand, I'm like, you sunk your own Titanic there, people. So what does everybody in chat think? Do you think this is Candace lost her temper for the final time? Do you think it was an accident covered up? Do you think she was handed to someone else? What do you all think?
Yeah, that would be so cool to see people's thoughts on that.
Absolutely. And if it's
because I was like,
no, it's different.
Absolutely, and there's really good theories that come from that conversation, because at the first, I thought maybe potentially there was, with the Lumen CPS case and stuff like that, maybe that there was an accident that they thought they were going to get nailed for. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, it's the complete opposite of what you would do if there was an accident. Like if she truly was out doing something, and kids are kids, they're going to have accidents. My kid has accidents too. It doesn't mean I'm a neglectful parent. It means they're a kid. So, so the fact that she didn't show they wouldn't show good faith and look at me. I took her to the doctor, and why could you think that I was doing something to her? If it was a true accident, then yeah, I can't buy it anymore. I've tried.
I've looked at everything, and I'm just like, I mill it over, and I'm like, but she's walking around McDonough, the house that supposedly Summer was abducted from, in plain sight, with 3 older brothers upstairs, grandma probably, I guess, taking a nap, Candace milling around because, she's such a busy mom. She's walking him around without a tear in her eye with a Mom Patrol shirt on.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Her social media history. She enjoyed attention. Every little thing that went on, Candace would post, even stuff that was not going on.
Yeah.
That would have been her time to shine. This is really important. I thought about this. By the way, I'm that bitch Mama Bear just came in. Good morning, Mama Bear.
Good morning.
Said video gaming stuff was downstairs. I thought about that after we did part 1, because Jose was talking about it, that there was a couch against the door. There was a game system, and the 2 boys that were not in Utah would come downstairs and play video games. Why on June 15th was the gaming system upstairs at the dining room table? Again, it's another oddity about the day Summer disappeared.
Definitely is. And don't you find it so ironic that these kids were able to get online, watch YouTube, whatever it was they claimed they were doing, but Candace couldn't make a 911 call from her phone because she didn't get good service, which, in case anybody knows, you don't need service to dial 911. It's a thing these days. But they had enough Wi-Fi. So there's also a way that you can make calls over Wi-Fi, in case people don't know. So tell me again why she needed to call with Grandma's phone. It's just a lot of stuff. And Jody Sue has not missed a beat. We have had storms out the you-know-what here, and especially the last 2 weeks, and we have had enough rain. Like, if I could send it to somebody else that needs it, I would certainly do so. And, a lot of times people say when it rains and it storms here, we lose, we don't have good service. Well, she's not missed a beat yet either. So I want everybody to realize, and I don't know if anybody realizes this or not, but before 2021, and this happened around 19, I think it was 18 and 19, probably closer to 19, Hawkins County got a big grant through the electrical department here, and they installed fiber, I think it's called fiber optic, whatever it is, internet service through our electrical company. that internet service was specifically for people that were out in areas that could not get internet access. They had poor cell phone service just because of their location and their proximity. So they started in those areas first. I've looked it up on the actual map of where they started deploying that service at, and that happened in 2018 and 19. This service is the cheapest service anywhere. I pay right now $45 a month. That's their lowest tier package, and it's better than any package that I could pay $400+ for around here. And it's no fees, no taxes, no nothing. So what I'm trying to say is, when I go on this rant, is there was service available out there in the form of Wi-Fi. I'll guarantee you they had access to internet, because after COVID hit, everybody got that access even faster, and some for free. So I want everybody to stop talking about this whole signal thing. Yes, it's a thing. Trust me, I can go out there and lose service too. I'm not saying it's not a thing, but I think everybody focuses on it way too hard, and they get a lot of things, they start saying, well, that can't happen because they didn't have service. I've heard that so many times. So I just wanted to give that perspective on here. That was completely off topic, but I wanted you to know.
No, it's not, because it's talked about a lot.
It is.
And she made it confusing for everybody from the get. Now, on her Facebook, again, it's public. I believe it was March of 2020 or 2021. If I'm off a total year, put me in the corners, thank me later. She made an announcement on her, it was 2021. I'll tell you why I remember that now, that we finally have Wi-Fi. Okay,
See?
So even if I don't, my phone's dead. Okay, I don't mean battery wise. Old phone, didn't pay the bill, whatever you want to call it. I can still call 911 via Wi-Fi.
Absolutely. You can call anybody you want to via Wi-Fi. Absolutely. I used to do it with my kid all the time. Absolutely.
And we're not talking about every area in the country. We're talking about that specific area.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sure can.
All right. And the last comment, I had several of these. I had a really long one on email that made a lot of sense. I'm going to talk about it on another show because it's a lot to go through. From Leah, she said, I don't believe the milk video was from that day, and I won't until law enforcement says it is. Me either, Leah. I was convinced that damn Subaru and that milk video was a huge part of this. When Grandis came out in March and said it was kind of a last minute, my knee was swollen, Candace thought it'd be a good idea to take me to the hospital to get checked out, well, then it wouldn't matter what we took. Candace supposedly wasn't planning on leaving that day until she saw her knee. Dawn takes the Subaru, so they're left with, they took Grandis's truck.
Yeah. And that was the reason they left the boys at home, supposedly, was because they all couldn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
And again, we go to, I think it was Ansley Daniel, WJHL. She said the last known video of Summer, which the milk video is a milk video, was at the swim hole.
Yes.
Which was not present at.
And I implore everybody to these channels that you go to and they talk about the milk video. Now, while the milk video may come back to be a real thing for us to discuss, I implore everybody to go back and think that, because every time that's brought up, I'll always say, but TV has never recognized that milk video from that day. And it makes people stop and think. I think everybody needs to be sure that they're sharing that. Now, again, it may come back and say it was that very day. And if it is, that's fine. But why is nobody else recognizing it but people on YouTube? You know what I mean? So I think it's worth people take all those factors in. There's reasons why they're saying the same exact verbiage time after time after time. There's a reason. And they're trying not to say the milk video is BS. They're not, they're not going to come out and say that. But I think they're trying to tell us that in their professional ways of saying it. So it's worth looking at.
Absolutely. But the one that steered the ship the wrong way is either the one that was too drunk to know what was going on the afternoon of the 15th, or the one that wants to deflect. And that's Candace, because she's the one that told McDonough, yeah, it's from that day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But they come out later after getting all the data because Pruitt said we've got everything back.
Yeah.
Then we hear from WJHL. Ansley said she spoke with law enforcement. Swim hole is the last video. Some people like, maybe it was
Absolutely.
taken that morning. Well, why are you dragging milk jugs around with you in the morning? I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's worth it. That's why I implore people to make sure that they remind people of that. It's important to me. That is important.
I mean, at this point, everything's important. And that's why when people pour in here who, like, we don't even know who the hell these people are. And they're like, that has nothing to do with Summer. Kiss my ass.
Yeah. Yeah. That set me into a tailspin yesterday morning. So y'all hear me go on to a rant a lot. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, we love it. Rant away. It's like, I had to get that about the camper. The camper's no big deal. It has nothing to do with Summer. It was there the day she disappeared, and one of the suspects took it off said property and was sleeping in the damn thing the day that she was abducted, or she disappeared, or wandered off, or foul play, or given away, whatever. You can't tell me it's not important. Crazy.
It's exactly right. And it's just as important as the truck, and the truck being taken off that facility or off that property and never being, that we know about, never being forensically evaluated or whatever. I mean, that bothers me too. But then again, do we know if they did nothing with that? We don't. I mean, we just make an assumption, but we don't know.
I don't think it was from that day.
Nope. I don't either.
I
don't either.
Well, let's get to part 2. I rewound it a little bit. We stopped it when she was talking about the toys, and she explained why the older brother slept downstairs. I saw a couple of comments in here. I agree. It's time to just, the boys were used by Candace as the same basically as Hunter, as someone to back up her story that day.
Yes.
She wants to have us believe that they sat single file at a dining room table with a game system that was previously downstairs. Why'd she move it upstairs for that day? Like I said, single file, not making a move at a dining room table. They're not propped up on the couch or sitting in the floor with pillows or whatever. At the dining room table, watching, Dawn says YouTube, watching a movie, playing a game, playing Minecraft. Can't get the straight answer about that either.
No.
She slips when we were doing part 1, and she says, I went back in to check on the boys. Yep. She doesn't mention Summer. She doesn't say, went in to check on the kids, which would be all of her children, the boys. So at that point, she already knew Summer wasn't there. Did she have the boys sitting at that table? Do not move. Do not move a muscle. You sit right here. I've got to run it. We know that she left 2 more times that day.
Yes. And those words, I went back to check on the boys. That ran cold chills all over me. Why because that's exactly what I had in my mind, Brooks, when she said that was, you're to sit here. Do not get up from this spot. That's exactly what made me, I was taken aback by that comment because of course, my mind just went 30 different directions. So,
me too, and it freaked me out because when your subconscious speaks, it can't lie.
You are exactly right.
You can consciously tell a lie. Whether you remember it and keep up with it, that's a different story. But what's really going on the inside? And for her to say, I went to check on the boys. But I thought the whole focus of going in, and then you said you asked them where Summer is. Unless Summer was always your afterthought, I don't know. I just thought it was awesome that one of the subs in here picked that out. I didn't catch it.
Yeah, and I probably would have skimmed over it too. You got the best friggin' chat. There's no doubt in my mind about that. We say that all the time, but there's some freaking smart people in here, and I love the collaboration that people do. And Brooks, it says a lot with your channel. You give people a chance to speak, so it says a lot, and that's why you would get a lot of information in here.
Oh my God, we get so much.
Yes.
Oh my God, just like this, Miss Brooks, the part where she explained the boys was sitting there, she slipped and also said she sat there too. I listened to that part over and over. Oh my God, don't make me do part 1 again. See, that right there blows my mind. I missed that.
So she said that she was sitting there?
Was
She said,
was Candace saying she was sitting there too, or Summer?
yeah, because if she's saying she was, I missed that completely too. I think I remember the Summer part because Summer was sitting in the floor playing with her toys, and she got up and left those, making a mess, and she was shaking her head about that like there wasn't freaking the worst rat hole possible all over that house. But then, so that's interesting if it's something different.
Well, and Robin just brought this up. Boys were in the house, all locked in the house all day long while they were out doing their running around. So you would think she gets home, they'd want to go outside, dirt bikes, swing, running around, whatever. Why would they want to sit at the dining room table?
Yeah. Yeah. She had to make them come out to, AKA air quotes, carry groceries. But she was just there for 5 minutes too.
Miss
Candace was sitting there?
Candace.
Oh my Lord.
I got to go through that again.
Dang it. Oh, and my schedule opened for a little while longer, so we're good, by the way.
Awesome. Might be all day.
I'll be good for a while, so that'll be fine.
All right, let me turn on the closed caption because she starts all that mumbling shit I can't stand.
Yep.
All right, so I rewound it a little bit because we stopped it with when they were coming back outside.
She's like all kinds. Here's one of them bracelets.
Oh, that's just one of them. What do they call these? Oh, this is a little pony bracelets.
Yeah, I don't know what they were really called, but she liked them, and so I just every time I go to the garage sale, I'd buy her what she wanted.
Okay.
You know, whenever I got a little bit of money, I spend it on the kids.
Yeah, this is her. This is. I understand her now.
Yeah.
Even better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is really important.
Yeah.
Okay, I know I've said it a million times on this channel, but when Chris says to Candace, okay, I understand her now. Now, mind you, this was in July of 2021. We didn't know all the things that we know now in August of 2022. And when he said, it still chokes me up. I understand her now. He sees a little tub of toys. I don't have anything against garage sales. I love garage sales. He sees this moldy, damp, dark, what she refers to as, oh, she sleeps in the basement, dungeon, basement. And he says, I understand her now. That breaks my heart.
Oh, it does me too. Because he understands what she was going, how she was having to live. I mean, that's what it says to me.
And
heartbreaking.
It does.
Went down and I searched. I looked up underneath the beds under there. We can't really get on. I can't get under there.
Yeah.
But I looked under there. Looked under every blanket I could possibly look under.
Yep.
And then
Okay. And I said this on the last show. It goes without saying. As she's sitting there telling him what she believes to be really important information and convincing him, all she's getting out of him is a yep. See, I looked under here. I looked under here. I looked under here. He doesn't have any questions about that. You notice? Because he doesn't believe her. Just like at the beginning of this, we talked about it last week. She was talking about, I believe, the tree trimmers. And she kind of throws her hands up and she goes, it could have been one of them. He doesn't take that bait and even talk to her about it. He skips right over her, making an accusation that people that were around the property could have taken Summer.
Well, and I'm sorry, Brooks. I just want to say this real quick. She talks about every blanket that I possibly could. In my opinion, if there was a lot of blankets down there, I would have thought Chris probably would have panned around to show the blankets. We never really saw blankets down there. I've never saw sheets. And that gave me chills up my spine when I watched this the very first time. And I'm going to say this as carefully as I can. But it made me wonder, does she bring up blankets because the blankets are important for what might have happened or potential disposal? Trigger warning.
Where are the blankets now? Good point.
Yes, that has killed me when I heard that.
She makes mention of the blankets. And let's face it, Summer at that time was 5 years old. Why you got to look under the blankets? She's 5 years old. You know if there's someone sleeping under a blanket. She's not a preemie that just came home from the hospital. And
Yes.
come on.
Yes.
She's 5 years old at the time. She's 6 now. But come on.
Yeah.
You would know
That-
she's sleeping under a blanket, and she looks under the mattress. Like Jakey said, the mattress is on the damn floor. You really think she's under the mattress against a concrete floor?
Yeah. Yeah. That made me sick when I first seen it, because I was like, why did she bring up blankets? Why did she bring that up? And is that important? It haunts me still. So
God.
Here, and I looked on one side, I didn't see her nowhere. And I don't recall if this was locked or not. I
Okay.
don't recall that.
Okay.
But I know, it's hard on. But I know I did come out here and I said, Summer. Because sometimes she'll sit right here and just sit here and play just for, And usually when she comes out and she goes directly that way up to the swing.
Oh, okay. So this is like her,
Yeah, she
where
just
she
walks-
come running out. Oh, yeah, you can see the
She
path
just
here.
went right to the swing.
Right. You can see where she could have run right up to
And this
here.
is all the further she would go. She wouldn't leave.
Okay.
She wouldn't go out nowhere else.
Okay. I want to go around this side. What is this blue thing here?
Oh, that was we were putting trash in it,
Okay.
and we did have a trash man at the time, but he stopped running.
Oh, wow.
I gotta wash this.
Okay. I'm going to film around this side. Now walk me through, what's this little
Oh, that right there?
little cave thing there?
That's not really a cave. Actually, we built this addition, me and Donnie and the kids,
Oh, okay.
and we left this part open because the dog at the time we did have little puppies. These dogs were little puppies,
Uh-huh.
and we let them go under there. They would run in and out of the bricks over there. There's actually 7 pups up under there now,
Okay.
and it's always been open like that. Well, you can see after you've been here, you can see how mellow the dogs are.
Yeah.
She said, you can see after you've been here how mellow the dogs are. Okay. Why were the dogs there that day, every other day, but they act like the dogs were no around on the 15th? Some people have even said maybe she was chasing one of her dogs. Also, if she wandered off, wouldn't the dogs follow her?
there's no doubt in my mind. I mean, you can tell Summer was definitely a kid who always had animals around her every time. And I say was, meaning the dogs were always around her. So you can guarantee they followed, because they were protective. That's just their nature. I don't care if it's a stray animal or not. If you feed that dog or that cat or whatever for so long, they quickly become attached. And they get attached to people who show them love and everything else. Summer knew nothing else but to show them love. And I'll guarantee you they followed her around everywhere she went. When they were riding dirt bikes and everything else, whatever, around the yard, I'll guarantee those dogs were always behind them.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen videos, but that day the dogs didn't seem to care about Summer of all the children. The one, like you said, that was, showed him the most love that we can see.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if she truly just wandered off, wouldn't the dogs have been following her?
Yes. Well, and is that are the dogs not present that day or that evening because they were trying to find her where she was taken to or whatever? I mean, it's just one of those things, because animals know when something's wrong. They totally do. They're very smart. Even if you're just upset, like as a human, something's going on, or there's something in your house and you're freaked out, they know when that stuff's going on. And then you have a hyper vigilant neighbor who was just on edge that saw nobody going to their driveway. Don't you find that ironic too?
Very ironic. And also, dogs know a stranger.
Absolutely.
They may not lift their head when the owner comes home, but they know a stranger. So the abduction, besides the proximity of the property and the comings and goings of the day, you had 3 boys there by themselves that were fine. They weren't taken. But yet in a very short period of time from when they get home, Summer's abducted, and the dogs are just so mellow that they do not alert Candace or Grandis, or they don't make any noise that there's a stranger on the property, and that stranger has Summer and is taking her down the dog trail. No,
No.
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 Uh,
In fact, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
And then the other part of that too, right? This part of the video, she goes outside, uses that door and goes outside. Well, weren't they the ones that said there was a couch sitting there at one point in time too in front of the door?
And I don't know between when Allie saw it, when Jose saw it.
Okay.
When it got moved, if it got obviously got moved before June 15th, or maybe it was there June 15th. We don't know.
Well, but she says she likes to come out here and sit and play. So it tells me that for some time there's not been a couch sitting there. And I understand, and I couldn't remember who said what, so it confused me for a second. But that's what I'm saying. She talks about how convenient, you know, she's all the times comes out here and sits and plays. Well, then that's a normal thing. So at some point in time that those doors aren't locked, and at some point in time those couch wasn't there, because she couldn't have just moved it that day and got out, if in fact that was the theory.
Good point. So if it's no one in, no one out, that door's to stay locked, then how did Summer, go outside and just sit there sometimes and play?
Exactly.
Gotten out the door. Good.
Exactly.
Mr. Tomato Head said, so you think the bed was made and the blanket's perfectly flat on the bed? No, I think that a 5-year-old taking a nap, whether she had the blanket pulled up over her head or not, would have been more obvious than just a blanket bundled up. You would see a humans under it. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And I didn't see any blankets, period. So that's the other point that I was making. So.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's what they did.
They're kind of a Jack Russell. They got a little Jack Russell.
Jack Russell, yeah. Actually, the gentleman that lives over there in the other trailer across the creek actually has the mama to that dog there.
Mm-hmm.
To even know that a neighbor.
Now, what's this little shed over here?
Oh, that one there?
Yeah.
That's where Donnie keeps all his tools.
Got it. Hey, can I go look? No.
You can go look, but it's a mess.
No. Okay. No, it's up. Okay, that's fine.
Nothing in there.
Yeah, no worries. I don't want to get in.
I don't want you to get hurt.
Well, and you know what? I don't want other people to.
I don't let my kids in there either.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the shed real quick. I know we've talked about it before. Do you guys think Dawn was truly in that shed? The reason I don't think so is because she kind of left it open. If you want, then it was kind of no. So I don't know what's in the shed. Then she says to Chris, I don't want you to get hurt. Why did Chris get hurt going to the shed unless Dawn was going to come out swinging? I don't know. What could be in there that Chris, being a grown man, retired detective, what in there would have hurt him? I don't like the boys in there either, she said. She doesn't mention Summer, okay? This is what bothers me. Now she says I don't want my kids in there either. What do y'all think's up with the shed?
I never thought Dawn was in there during this either. I mean, I thought it was a potential when I saw the door kind of cracked and that kind of thing, and the weirdness that she was doing with, didn't want him around, didn't want him going in there. But I found it interesting too. He keeps all the tools in there. Like, there's so many sheds there. I'm trying to figure out where, what tools are even in there that Dawn uses, because He's got all of his spackling tools with him. So what's all the tools? They don't mow, clearly. They just allow the dogs to beat the grass down, it appears to me. And a really interesting fact that I just saw somebody post in chat earlier, and forgive me, I did not see who it was, but the beaten path going around the house to the swing very easily was their point of access getting downstairs every time, instead of the way that Candace took him. Candace took him down those stairs that way because she was giving Don time for him to go wherever he needed to go, guarantee that. However, she was doing that just to make it appear whatever her thought process was. I'll guarantee you they didn't climb up and down them steps all the time the way she did it.
No, I don't think so either. You think
that beaten path is a good point?
You think Don's going to take his big ass and go that way? No, he walked outside and he walked in that door. Of course he did.
Exactly.
They look like attic stairs. And Happy said, nah, I think she didn't want him filming the tools because they're probably stolen.
That's exactly what I thought, Happy. Good point. That's exactly what I thought because I tried to analyze that a little bit, and that's what I thought. Probably a lot of stolen property in there, probably. Think of all the construction stuff he has access to that he probably steals and brings home and sells. So that's exactly what I thought.
There you go.
Yep.
No problem. I totally respect that. This is not an issue, but I think this is interesting because you can really clearly see where she runs on this path down here.
It's not the prettiest house in the world, but
Huh?
I said it's not the most beautiful house in the world.
You know what? It's a house. You know what? God forbid, anybody judge you for having a bad house. It is what it is. At least you're putting food on the table and trying to do your best. I saw. And then this is over here. That's where you do your fire for the kids. Is that an old generator?
Yeah.
Does it work? No, did it at some point?
It worked like over 14, 15 years ago, way before I was here.
Old school bus, you can turn that into a camper?
That was my mom's plan. I literally actually rode that bus when I was a little kid.
Whenever I see a school bus, I always ask that question.
I did.
Okay, tell me about it.
Me and my mom and Summer and the two boys, not Josie, he went north, but Wyatt and Waylon rode up to north to get that from my mom's friend's house. And I drove the truck and she drove the school bus back.
That's awesome. This is rough terrain. Let's go look at the. Tell me about this area over here.
This is pretty much scrap metal, really.
And you trade the scrap metal in for cash?
No.
Sometimes, no.
No, it just sits there.
And this is Mom's trailer right here.
This is my mom's camper.
Okay. And these are.
Look at all the stuff around the camper. Okay, now no, I'm not picking at how they live in the yard right now. So when people say it's not a big deal that she took her camper, that took a lot of work, not just to get it down the damn hill, but to clean up years of shit all around it. Somebody wanted that camper out of there badly.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you something as somebody who used to own a tag-along camper. When you have a camper like this, a bumper pull, what we call a bumper pull camper, and you have it loaded to the gills with shit, you are going to have a blowout on the interstate somewhere. These tires probably were dry rotted to begin with because they're probably not smart enough to get them off the ground where they don't dry rot when they're sitting there. Because if they in fact, or did they have it propped up on cinder blocks, which takes even more effort and we had a camper sitting on the lake permanently too. So you put cinder blocks up underneath it so it does save the tires, and you get them off the ground so they don't rot against the ground, because they will eventually. And when you ever have to pull it off, you're going to be in trouble. So these people don't strike me as the type of people that care about any of that, just from what we're visually looking at. So, I'd be interested in knowing, were they still sitting there like it was ready to pull out? But what I'm trying to say is they had to go through all of that crap inside too, because the last thing you want to do is take a loaded down camper down the interstate, or you'll find yourself on the side of the road really quickly.
You'll get
at about 55 mile an hour.
Yeah, we'll get flipped real easy because there's so much stuff in it. We've seen pictures of the inside of it. And again, I do not believe that this was a job for one person. This
Definitely not.
Like a 2 or 3 person job, just getting all the stuff away from it. So we know the camper was seen mid-June because there were other creators, that were in the area. Camper was there. We talked about it last week before, said, yeah, it's significant that it's gone now.
Oh, it is
a big job. And that blows my mind. Lisa says, come on, you can't know what other people think or do. Get real. I would love to know what they think, because this would be easily solved. But welcome, by the way. On this channel, we are talking about not just Summer Wells, but many missing children. And we have a dialogue, a discussion, and a commentary to try to make sense of things that do not make sense to us. No point in shaming anyone here.
No.
ICU says, coincidence that Granda sells her camper while Jody's ex is looking for one to buy. I've wondered that. Did Granda suddenly get $2,000 richer because he was needing $2,000 to get a camper? Don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. Good point, ICU.
This is quite a mess to get out of the way to get a camper that has been sitting there and not needed all this time.
The flowers.
Yeah.
With her little buddies. I'm gonna get a good picture of that. Her Paw Patrol. This is so sweet. These are Summer's little toys there. There's one there. Then there's this guy right here. Then this is Casey on the case.
Chase.
All right, I'm looking at the ground. There's actually a poured sidewalk there. So this camper, I believe, was meant to be a permanent structure for Grandis to stay in. If you drag your camper wherever your next adventure may take you, you don't need a poured sidewalk just for you. You see where the stairs are, and you can see there is a sidewalk there.
Yeah, or even those could even just be those pavers. Regardless, you don't do that if you're moving your camper from place to place and don't intend on being anywhere for any time soon. I mean, you just don't. So,
No.
Yeah, no. Well, you also don't have years of crap piled up to the top of it, where if you wanted to use the awning, you can't even get it out because there's shit plastered up against it. I mean, give me a break.
This was a big job. Between all the planters, all the crap and everything, you got all the crap inside. So anyone that says, look, this is not a big deal, it is one way or another.
Yeah. And you're not just one person's not just hooking up to that camper. While you can do that, one person where this camper is located, because if you notice where the tongue of the trailer where it would go onto a truck, it was a downhill from the word go. You were already sitting downhill, and to get that ball lined up by one person, it's not possible. It's not possible. I mean, you could eventually take you forever though. There's no way they did it by themselves. No way.
And they couldn't just hook up to it, just drag it out.
No.
And just let the shit fall to the side. No. This was a project. This was a big project.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it.
Got Chase on the case and you got Rubble on the double.
And you have, obviously, somebody made you a cool shirt. I want to show everybody that shirt again. That Mom on Patrol for Summer. Wow. And this is that road down behind the property. Back there you can see. So, Miss Candace is, while I'm out here is there anything that you feel is important that you would want to tell the world that I haven't asked you that you want to let them know?
Not really, just hope that everybody that's looking for her, that we can find her and bring her home safely.
Okay.
Her initial response to his question, I'm not picking it apart. I'm not reading too much into it. I'm taking verbatim what Candace said. Is there anything you want people to know? She said, without a thought, not really.
Yeah. Beg and plead for the person that, air quotes, took your daughter to bring your daughter home. Look into the camera, stick your freaking chest out, cry some tears, real tears, Candace, and beg and plead. You have never done it.
Or
You've never done it.
Scream and yell, be pissed off.
Yes.
Whatever
Yes.
emotion fits your fancy. But your emotion is not really.
It was very precious to me.
And the authorities are working hard on this.
Yes, from my understanding, yes.
Okay. And, you know, we're going to let them do their job,
Yes, sir.
right?
That's right.
And you're cooperating, obviously.
Yep.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. And now there is a rumor about these polygraph tests. Clear that up.
All right, the first one that I took, and I didn't really take it because they kind of threw me in the back of the squad car, so I was really upset and, you know, just I was crying my eyes out.
Okay.
And so when I got up there to the court,
Was she really? I could honestly see her being beside herself. Now, she had been on the phone with Allie. I'm sure that's been confirmed because Allie, we just heard yesterday again in her conversation with Mama Bear, when she says she was playing with her hats, she was drunk, blah, blah, blah. It would be like Candace when they said, no, you've got to come with us. You're getting in the squad car, for her then to lose it. I'm wondering what her demeanor was. I can take a pretty educated guess between her calling Allie of all people. I'm not ready to, I've got a lot to say about that. Not today. Allie of all people. And when they take her down, she said, I'm crying my eyes out. I have a feeling when they put their thumb on her, no, you're coming with us. That's when she had her breakdown.
You're so right. And, you know, you see most people telling a story of what happened that day when their child was actually taken from them. And they said that they'll start looking around. I was panicking. I was freaking out, screaming, crying. They can't recant that story to you without getting emotional, without crying, without all that. She never did get emotional or anything until she thought her ass was in trouble, which is the only time she's ever showed emotion at any point during this entire time. It's not because her daughter is gone. It is because she's afraid her ass is in trouble.
That's exactly what it is, because I keep thinking about Allie. Well, first that she had to call Allie. I'm not going to go off on it today. I'm going to pinch myself right now so I don't go on that tirade. So she's talking to her, you know, playing with hats, adjusting hats, whatever you want to say. She's drunk, but she's not upset. Now she says, I'm bawling my eyes out. But here's the key phrase, when they put her in the squad car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she was hysterical for herself. We saw her at the behavioral panel when they're putting their thumb down on her. They're putting the pressure on. She's pulling off wires. She's pulling at the new jean jacket. It's not helping me. I just want to go home. Okay, we see her on Dr. Phil. She won't take her eyes off of him because she's intimidated and she won't make a wrong move. She starts getting upset when she feels like he's coming down on her, and he barely was.
Absolutely. She knew everybody in the nation was looking at her during that time, watching to see what happened. She knew that was going to be evaluated, and the pressure was more than she could freaking take. And it just tells me that at some point in time when law enforcement feels the need that it's time to do that, I think they have a path to crack her like a friggin' egg, and I can't wait till they crack her open. Cannot wait.
Me too.
House. We tried to do it, but I couldn't do it.
Okay.
So we waited a few days, and then I went back and I did it, and I passed it.
Okay.
So that was that.
Okay. And then what about the rumors of this relationship situation with Hunter?
Are you crazy? I got a husband and 4 kids
Okay.
that I love to death.
Okay.
To me, Hunter was another one of my kids.
Okay.
That's how I felt about any kid.
Now, when I was on the phone with you yesterday briefly,
Yes.
you said he got the story out of order.
Yeah.
Okay. But it sounded like he was kind of telling the truth there.
He was kind of telling the truth, but the way he was telling where we went and how we did it was all twisted up.
What's different that you want to clear up?
Well, because when we left from the emergency room, we went straight to the smoke shop, and that's when I got the cigarettes and stuff like that there. And then we stopped at the hippie house, and I got those cheap vapes because they're cheap there. And then we went and put my mom's prescription in, and then we went to Warriors. And then we come back to Walgreens, got mom's prescription, went to Sonic, then to Prices, then to his house.
Okay.
And that's exactly
That's the order. Okay. So
Her eyes are about to pop out of her head telling that story. Okay, the reason I think she is so adamant about this is because she has to have her mom in the scenario. That got blown wide open when Grandis was talking to WJHL as if she was at the ER the whole time. She doesn't mention the cheap vapes, correct? She doesn't mention Warriors, does she? She says, I think she went swimming, meaning Summer. So the eyes get real big. Oh, he's got it all twisted up. She did not. She believed, probably because her mother told her, and because she saw the history of how her mother dealt with the disappearance of her own daughter, Rose, that her mother was not going to speak out. She was not banking on March coming around and her mom getting all pissed off. Hence why she didn't talk on camera. She held up that paper and made sure to mention Dawn in it, like, hey, I'm still in this with you. This old bat might have bailed on us, but I'm still here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, she never gets excited, or shows any kind of emotion until Chris asks this question. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. You can't even, I can't.
And it wouldn't be the worst thing Chris McDonough's ever heard. Are you kidding me? I have a husband and 4 kids. She forgets about the 2 she lost to the state of Wisconsin. I have a husband and 4 kids I love dearly. Odd when she's defending herself against this, she puts Summer in present tense.
Absolutely. You're so right. You're so right. That's the first time she's ever referred to her. You're exactly right. I have 4 kids. You're exactly right. That's the first time ever. It's disgusting, this behavior. I mean, it's disgusting.
Now, if you look at where I have it paused, you'll also see it when she was on the behavioral panel. She got challenged, and that is the look of pissed off.
Mm-hmm. You better believe it.
Look right there is if old Karen hadn't been running the camera, she might have taken a swing at Chris.
Hey, and when she never says no either, ever. She says, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me that he's asking you that question? Because there's speculation to that. You never said there is absolutely no way. All you did was tell us that you have a husband and 4 kids. Well, hell, we knew that already. That's not what he asked you. He asked you if you were in a relationship with this guy, and you says, are you kidding me? No, we're not kidding. Answer the question, Candace. Answer the question, which you've never done, ever.
Are you kidding me? No, we're not kidding, Candace.
No. And I
relationship screams inappropriate.
Absolutely. And I know Chris wasn't going to make it like he was interrogating her, and it's a good thing that he was doing this and not me, because I literally would have looked at her and said, that's not what I asked you. It's a yes or no question. I don't need your all your little fluff behind it. You answer a question, yes or no. Yeah, I'm going to talk to you like a kid. That's what I make my kid do. That's not what I asked you. Yes or no. Do you have a relationship with him? That's what I asked. I'm not interested in the rest of your fluff bullshit.
And it would be from anybody else a firm no.
Exactly.
But what did she say? She has to add to. You see, the frosting on this cake is sky high with all the extra we get from these idiots. And instead of saying, no, are you kidding me? That's not an answer. I think of him as another one of my kids. That doesn't make anybody in this situation feel any better, Candace. We know how you treat your kids. Just
Yeah.
like any other kid. Every kid that has been around that layer you call a house has been also in foster care or abused.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that
Every
convenient?
damn one of them. Not
Yeah.
saying by the wells.
Right. Exactly. You're exactly right. They have. And would your first response not have been, hell no, I'm not in a relationship with that kid? That's how I would have responded to that. Hell no. Not just no, but hell no.
Like I'm not buying it said, liars always repeat the question. It buys them time to think of an answer. So then we go back to a little bit ago when Chris said, what do you want everyone to know? Is there anything you want them to know? Without a split second, not really.
Yeah. No, not really. No, I'm good. Yeah.
Really. Not really.
Mm.
I'm good.
He had it different from what you remember.
Right.
Okay. So, right.
Not what I remember. It's how it was.
Oh, yeah, because you're driving.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. It's look at no, because it's the truth. That's why. Now look, here we go. We got the eyes again. The eyes are about to roll out of her skull because it's the truth. Now I don't know who she thinks she's convincing, but she's not convincing him.
No, not at all.
I mean, look at that. Because it's the truth. It's the truth.
God, I'll have nightmares over that picture right there.
Yeah, look at those eyes. Like I said, it looks like they could roll out of her sockets any second.
You're driving.
I knew where I was going.
Okay. And what about he said that he asked you for the tea and that you gave him a tea.
He didn't ask me for nothing.
Okay, I'm just
He asked me for a Mountain Dew. I
okay.
got him a Mountain Dew.
Okay, where did the Orange Crush come from?
He asked for a Mountain Dew and I got him a Mountain Dew. He never mentioned a Mountain Dew ever. Did I miss that?
Nope, you did not.
He specifically said he asked for that and she got it. Then they're at the water hole. This is the interview before this one. Like I said, we'll get to it next week. She points her finger, and if my mother was here, she'd tell you that was for her. Well, there was no need in asking Grandis because not only does she not drink tea or have a taste for alcohol, she wasn't even at the swim hole. Mom Patrol, you fucking idiot.
Thank you. Perfect.
On the seat with Summer.
That was my mom. She was drinking that and then drove mom along.
Okay, and what about the candy on the seat?
Oh, that candy's been in
Okay. And what about the pillow?
the pillow. What pillow?
Oh, she's sitting on a pillow.
She said, oh, mom gets mad because the kids get in their wet bathing suit and stuff. So I just put the pillow underneath it so mom wasn't complaining.
Got it. Okay.
Oh,
Good. So she.
That's a big lie. Okay, that's a big lie. Let's look at her face. Hang on. Okay, so for one, we're trying to explain the tea away again. Forget it. That holds zero tea in your tea glass. Okay, but she's doing the best she can. She really is. I mean, she's paddling upstream. Okay, she's kicking, she's swimming, she's doing every stroke in that water she can, and it's getting her nowhere in a hurry. So now we're getting nervous. Was there even a pillow or not?
clearly not, because she didn't even know what in the hell he was talking about with that pillow. And then she remembered a pillow. You saw her face like she was trying to figure out, where's this coming from? Oh yeah, well, mom don't like it because of the kids' wet bathing suit. Bullshit. So Summer sat on a pillow, but Hunter's ass didn't. If anybody would have, if Summer had on a bathing suit, her crap was going to dry out a lot quicker. Supposedly, Hunter didn't have on a bathing suit. He had on regular shorts. His shit's going to stay wetter later. His ass is heavier, so he's going to make more of a wet ring on a seat. And let's be honest, a wet seat in that truck is the last damn worries about these people, because look at the homes they live in. Give me a damn break that your truck looks like it's immaculate, because I ain't buying that either.
Nope, and I do not see Grandis. First of all, they went back to get Grandis. She wouldn't have put together that Summer was even swimming. Does this look like the face of someone that really has to explain to her mother, oh, sorry, the seat got a little wet?
Absolutely not.
Swim hole and went back and got Grandis. There would have been no, I didn't want to hear from her.
No, no. And okay then, Candace, then tell us where her bathing suit is, you freak. Tell us. Where is her bathing suit? You know what? Most people go and say when there's a case like this, they came and got everything that they forensically could to help see where my daughter and to account and to shit, what am I trying to say? To make sure our story fits. Okay. So I'll give them a bathing suit that I had in the back of my vehicle that we changed Summer back out of because she was cold, because she had been swimming. So the wet bathing suit, they took that from Mom's truck. They took the tote from Mom's, they took the pillow, they took this, they took that for evidence. She tells us none of that because none of it existed. Except in her fucked up mind. Excuse my language. But that's all this is. This is your damn brain on drugs. People don't do drugs. This is what it does to your head. And all of that was fake. That is so fake. She didn't even know about the stupid pillow. She forgot it.
Or it doesn't exist. I don't know where the pillow comes from. It rings a bell. Oh, the pillow. But then we go to WJHL. The first time he got her out of the house, doped up to talk to everybody, she mentions, okay, like I said, the pillow rings a bell. This is after WJHL. Remember, that's important. She then has come up with the story about looking for blankets and looking under a mattress that was firm on a concrete floor. Okay, whatever. Then she says, drifting off into another land, it smothers me.
Yeah, that comment. It smothers me. And then we're talking about a pillow. We're talking about blankets. Just all this stuff, I'm telling you, it makes me want to absolutely throw up thinking about this stuff. Wow. Mm. Mm-mm.
Okay. And then what about the rumors of this relationship situation with Hunter?
You crazy? I got a husband and 4 kids
Okay.
that I love to death.
Okay.
To me, Hunter was another one of my kids.
Okay.
That's how I felt about any kid.
Okay. Now, when I was on the phone with you yesterday briefly, you said he got the story out of order.
Yeah.
Okay. But it sounded like he was kind of telling the truth there.
He was kind of telling the truth, but the way he was telling where we went and how we did it was all twisted up.
What's different that you want to clear up?
Well, because when we left from the emergency room, we went straight to the smoke shop, and that's when I got the cigarettes and stuff like that there. And then we stopped at the hippie house, and I got those cheap vapes because they're cheap there. And then we went and put my mom's prescription in, and then we went to Warriors, and then we come back to Walgreens, got mom's prescription, went to Sonic, then to Prices, then to his house.
Okay.
And that's
That's the order. Okay. So he had it different from what you remember.
Right.
Okay. So
Well, not what I remember. It's how it was.
Okay, because you're driving.
That's the truth.
Yeah, you're
I
driving.
was driving. I knew where I was going.
Okay. And what about, he said that he asked you for the tea and that you gave him a tea.
He didn't ask me for nothing.
Okay,
He asked me for a Mountain Dew.
Okay.
I got him a Mountain Dew.
Okay, where did the Orange Crush come from on the seat with Summer?
That was my mom. She was drinking that and ended up on the wall.
Okay, and what about the candy on the seat?
Oh, that candy's been in.
Okay. And what about the pillow?
The pillow. What pillow?
Oh, she's sitting on a pillow.
She said, oh, Mom gets mad because the kids get in their wet bathing suit and stuff. So I just put the pillow underneath her so Mom wasn't complaining.
Got it.
All right, so we heard that again. The pillow, and she kind of looks. I'm wondering if she thinks he knows something she doesn't know, or missed that part of Hunter's interview because she did hear it. She also says the candy, she kind of laughs, it already been there. So Grandis doesn't care about candy laying all over the back of her seat, but she cares about a 5-year-old little girl getting the seat damp. Because let's face it, she's not going to be wringing wet. She's 5.
Exactly. And why was she still not sitting on the pillow in the alleged milk video that happened that day right before they got home too? Then where's the pillow at then?
Yeah.
Where's that? It's not there.
See, these are simple things that almost 14 months in, there's no answers to. The tracksuit, was it on her that day or not? The bathing suit, when did she change into it? When did she change out of it? the pillow, the candy. Oh, it was already back there. Like it was already spilled all over the back seat, yet we can't get the seat damp. These
Exactly.
are very, very small details she has elaborate answers for, and it's not sitting right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So there is a time frame here between this trailer and that house within, you said 2 to 10 minutes, maybe
No, 2 to 5.
2 to 5. And then she goes in and now she's gone. What do you think happened? Where would a suspect have been, in your opinion, in this?
My opinion?
Yeah, in this area.
They could have been sitting anywhere. They could have been sitting over here, just off the little edge right here, or where the bus is, that little bushy area right there. They could have been sitting
Right
there.
out here.
Yeah. And
Okay, come show me. That's right.
And I just recently found out that there was like, I guess he's a child molester
Okay.
that lived like literally 8 minutes from my house. He can literally walk from his house into my house within 8 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, again, so we said the tree trimmers, those guys that were around the property. And Chris is just like, yeah, okay. She's talking about all of her, amazing efforts to go through the basement to try to find Summer. Again, he's like, okay. Now she knows there's a child molester. She just found out about it that lives 8 minutes away. I guess she timed it and walked it herself because he could literally walk from the house up on the property 8 minutes. Okay, 8 minutes. That's pretty important. And there's Chris again going, okay. Anyone getting this?
Yeah. I've got you. 8 minutes away. Yeah, they've done the research. I'm taking notes, Brooks.
So she just recently found out. Teresa, I know you're backstage. I'm gonna bring you up in just a second.
Like that bushy area right there, you can't really tell if anybody's crouched down there or anything.
What do the authorities think?
I don't know what they think. I really don't.
Okay. Yeah. I love this swing. This is Summer.
Okay. All right. I'm going to put it right there. Okay. She just told him that she's cooperating with the police. Now we're blaming in the same interview yet someone else, a child molester that lives 8 minutes away. I don't know where she got the 8 minutes. Did she walk it herself? I don't know. 8 minutes away. Chris skipped right over it. Yeah. See, they can crouch down right there. She's trying to prove a point. They. Okay. He's not interested, but he says, what do the police think? What does law enforcement think? I don't know what they think.
Yeah.
You told him 3 minutes ago that, yeah, you're cooperating. Well, you would know what direction the case is going if you've actually been talking to them. Absolutely.
And the only reason they knew that there was somebody that was a SO 8 minutes away from their home was strictly because they'd been listening to people on freaking YouTube for a month that had already figured that out. They didn't have a clue because, well, let's just be honest. So they were able to get that information. By the time that Chris came there, she was using that knowledge from friggin' YouTube because YouTubers had said it. I know they had because I heard it from my own 2 ears. And then she comes and she wants to recant that story to make it look like she's been doing her research or knew about this person. Give me a freaking break. She did not look up on no Google Maps or did not go to the SO registry to see how close people were in her area. She does not do that, nor does she walk her child like a helicopter mom from the camper to the friggin' steps. She doesn't do any of that stuff. And the other part of this is now conveniently over a year later, we hear that she's made lunch during this time frame for everybody, like the little Susie homemaker that she is, and she's done laundry. Okay. What laundry did you do, Candace? Because I want to see it. Show us what laundry you did. What'd you do laundry for that it was so important that you did laundry during that time in between everything else that you were allegedly doing? Why are you doing laundry, Candace? Where's the blankets, Candace? Where's the pillow, Candace? Where's it at?
That's what I want to know. We're filling in extras again, much later. So here's another question I want to pose to you and everybody else. If the story is true, and like I said, I don't like CPS leaks or anything like that of what was really going on in the house because it's just disturbing. Okay. If CPS was supposed to make a visit the next day, which I have confirmed with another lady that she's a CPS worker in New Hampshire. And she said, sure, they can just stop by on a whim, but they also normally make an appointment. They want to make sure they don't go out there and you're not there. That's a big red flag if they have an appointment to do a home inspection and you're not there. So yeah, they will tell you we're going to be here at this time. So let's just say we get our days mixed up. We don't really know. We do know that we're under the gun with CPS. What if they show up on a whim and there's 3 minor children left alone? Why was that not a consideration of Candace's if they were truly worried about CPS? You would not want any children left home alone.
No, you would not. You would not. Are you okay?
I dropped my cup of ice, but yes.
Okay. I thought you might have failed or something. I was like, shoot, what happened?
Dropped my twisted tea. But I mean, not that what they do makes sense to us. Okay, Happy said the boys probably knew the drill. They knew if someone comes to the door, they hide.
Well, that's a really good point too. I'm sure sure they probably did.
So she's saying that he's got everything twisted up from the morning. All right. My question is, and nobody said she went missing at the hippie house.
Right.
Nobody's saying that she was abducted from Sonic. But she wants to put it out there to everybody that what Hunter said isn't true, but she's the all-knowing, which she is. Okay, she is, but she won't tell us everything she knows. I really wish somebody, not that they haven't tried, could talk to her and ask more about the events in order, because she's really big about putting this in order for the morning. Don't forget, Hunter is our proof of life witness. The boys sitting at the dining room table, single file, all in a row, with a game system that used to be downstairs. They're there, the boys. She doesn't really use Hunter too much, but the boys and her mom. Teresa, it says, oh, there we go. Let's see what Teresa has to say. I think I missed a comment. Hi, Teresa. Hello? 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 You'll have to get connected. I'm going to put you backstage, Teresa, and it'll say connect, mic, cam. You can come on camera or you can use an avatar. But isn't that interesting? Whether they were there to clean up, which would take a construction crew to clean up. That's crazy. You're still leaving 3 minor children home alone.
Absolutely.
Did it work now, Teresa? Nope. Leave your comment after the show. Make sure you put asterisks around it. Brooks, look. So let's try it again. Maybe third time's a charm.
Hello?
Teresa?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I have a new phone and it's glitchy. I was hoping to catch you while you had the footage playing. I'll be real quick. Prayer Garden had noticed, I don't know if anybody in here watches her, but she caught something. I was surprised Chris didn't. It's either when they're first going in the house, like she's describing where they had just got home, right, with groceries or whatever. Well, the boys were supposed, at any rate, whatever she's talking about, the boys, according to her story, were already in the house, right? And Prayer Garden had to turn her volume up real loud, but you can hear Candace say, so we're going, she says, like, I'm walking back into the house with the boys, and then real quiet, she says, not her. Like, so quiet, you have to turn it up real loud, but she says, but not her. So it's like, the boys, I don't know if she was talking about, after the boys helped grandma with groceries, but to me, it sounded like the boys were already supposed to be in the house when her and Summer got out of the truck and were supposedly going, into the house to get the boys help with groceries or something. So that was really weird. And I'll try to find it, which
That
part
is,
it is.
yeah, because that would have
And
been in little part 1 that we did last week. And I think someone else brought that up. She said kind of under her breath in a way.
Yes.
Not
I'll try to find it and put it in the comments
So
where it's at.
did Summer ever go in the house or not?
See, I think the dogs, well, they claim if she was passed away and she was in the house up, I know that if you look online, it'll tell you different things, but good cadaver dogs up to if a passed away body's laying on the ground somewhere up to an hour, they can detect that. Some people say 24 hours, but no, because I remember back when, my blood boils just her name, but the Casey Anthony case, and she had snuck home when her parents weren't there, backed in the garage. You remember she borrowed a shovel from a neighbor. And so she was only there about like an hour and a half, 2 hours, the neighbor said. And the cadaver dogs, I think she was going to try to bury Kaylee under the playhouse because the cadaver dogs hit on the ground there. But Kaylee if she was laying there, she would have only been laying there for about an hour. So, and they claimed that, I don't know if they checked inside the house with cadaver dogs, but they said they did with all the other searches of the property. So I would assume.
They're frequently asked questions that everything has been searched. Dogs included. And it wasn't a dog from the, Rogersville Humane Society. They brought in, trained dogs.
Exactly.
Of them, and that's why I keep thinking she could have been passed away at the property. You brought up a good point about Casey Anthony, because Kaylee was dead for at least a month.
Yeah.
There was ever any alert, and they still sensed the decom.
Right, and she had probably been dead for 2 days, I would think, when Casey came back to the house. I'm not quite sure, but as I think they estimate it was like 3 to 4, maybe even 5 days before she drove down and put her in the woods. So, but the thing, and I understand that they were only looking for a Summer wandered off, or they assumed she was just missing, so they didn't have. But I think even when they went back, they should have impounded the vehicles and tested them forensically.
See, and I don't think that they believed right from the beginning. I think it was always in the back of their mind, not because of the area, not because of the way the parents act, just because history with all the different pieces that the parents, the child could not have just wandered off. I think they look at all avenues.
And police, they won't tell you, but they have the worst case scenario in their mind anyway. So.
Well, they also had cadaver dogs out there right at the start. They had both dogs out there. And so literally a cadaver starts, when you pass away, within 4 minutes, decomposition starts. They would have hit. So
immediately, yeah.
Well, yeah, I know, yeah. But did they already clear the truck with the cadaver dogs? Obviously, they're going to smell. Well, wait just a minute. They're going to smell the dog. They're going to pick up her scent in the truck. We know she's been in the truck. So to me, they're going to use the cadaver dog. We know her scent's going to be here because she's been in the vehicle. However, will the cadaver dogs hit on it? When the cadaver dogs didn't hit, then that changes things with the vehicle. So I think that's why it wasn't analyzed further, because if she had been in the vehicle, in fact, passed away, 4 minutes and then some is how long she had been in that vehicle. So they didn't pick up the scent with the cadaver dog. So they moved on to what they needed to. Yeah.
And then the other quick thing I wanted to point out that another creator had brought up a while back, that possibly, I think it's very likely that she sent the boys down to the creek so they wouldn't see whatever she was doing with Summer, maybe. And then, because that's when she drove all the way as far back in the holler as she could. And if you look at Google Earth, I mean, that terrain back there is just, whoa. I mean, it's very possible she's still out. And there's a reason, I think Brooks has probably said it too. There's a reason they keep searching in that same area. Like, they have to have something to go on to keep going to that area. Otherwise, why aren't they searching further, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and as far as the boys going to the creek, I've been saying for a long, long, long time, that's one of the things that has never changed in this story is the boys at the creek. And I've always said, whether it was Candace's instruction or Grandis's, that was to distract them from what was going on behind them. I truly believe that. It's not a fact. It's just what I think.
I agree too. Yeah.
Bobby says at Brooks, so you don't think Jeannie and Mary's theory is right? Seems like every bit of it fits. I don't know their theory. I haven't watched the show from Sunday yet. I'm behind, guys. I will catch up on that.
Bob G. Wayward, that's what I was saying the other day too to somebody, was when you pass away, if she was on a pillow, say she's just theorizing she's in the truck on a pillow, and she passed away, because my theory's always been that she was sedating Summer often, possibly over sedated her that day. You defecate and urinate up when you pass away immediately. Like, maybe the pillow got stuff on it. And
those dogs are trained to know a scent, and if the scent is alive or passed away.
Right.
That's why I've always thought she was taken somewhere else.
Agreed.
Candace could have lost her cool. Like I said, this is just a possibility. Not saying this is what happened, and realized she had gone too far and had to go somewhere else.
Yep, I think that could have happened too. Because Candace is the violent one.
In the same area for a reason.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Because if you think about it, then that means that within 30 minutes of them getting home, something would have had to happen, or 30 minutes, they would have 30 minutes before they got home. Something happened. Mm-hmm. If she was in the truck within that time frame and they drove her home and she was deceased, they would have picked up on that in that truck. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And everybody keeps saying, well, it is Hawkins County. No, they brought in the big dogs. Okay. We're not. And besides that, everybody can throw that theory out too. I mean, we have cadavers in Tennessee too, just an FYI. And in Hawkins County, everybody trains their dogs the same to cadavers. So regardless of what anybody thinks about that, but that's exactly, Brooks, the way that I feel. This happened elsewhere. Where she was not in that truck, or they would have hit. They would have hit, no doubt about it, they would have hit. Especially with the heat of the day, not using the air conditioner, windows rolled up, the whole thing that she tried to feed us, there's truth in it somewhere, but they would have picked up on it. And there's no sense on bringing a regular scent dog to come and smell where we know Candace is, or where we know Summer's been. She's been in that vehicle. We know that. I mean, that's an obvious.
Yeah, I mean, everything's, we're just theorizing. I mean, Robin Smith, I mean, you're probably, that's true. I mean, I'm just saying it happens a lot, that happens. But, like, I didn't mean, like, she would have, like, you're right. She could have, if she did pass in the truck, it could have been 5 to 10 minutes before they got home. I don't know. And I go back and forth.
And we're cool here. We're laid back. I'm glad you grabbed the link and you came up. There's no right or wrong in this neck of the woods. I'm telling you. And I know there's channels, people are like, no way, because it's their way or the highway. Now, there's some roads and avenues, when I see a car turning that way, I steer it back and I'm like, stop now. All right. Save that shit for your Hollywood screenplay.
Yeah. And I just forgot my train of thought. I didn't sleep last night, so I'm scatterbrained.
And John, I understand what you're saying. Cadaver dogs hit on decomp, not simply death. Yeah, I understand that. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trained a certain way. So, I mean, I understand there's been a lot of, well, they should have brought the dogs out. They did. If you go to the TBI's frequently asked questions, it really is not to our satisfaction, but it really is. It's not in the detail we want, if you know what I mean. It's all laid out there. They've searched everything. And also, TBI will tweet you back if you have a question.
Yeah,
It
and
not be to your satisfaction, that they will either refer you to go look at the FAQs, which is a good sign because it means the case is open, active, and they're still pursuing. At this point, I think they've ruled out abduction.
yeah,
They're going to have to rule out foul play. That is going to be very, very, very difficult. We have Candace, who has a history of child abuse. I'm sorry she does.
yep,
We have Grandis, who also, like her daughter, cannot surmise the events of the day. A nap and a knee do not hold up for that whole damn day. Dawn, who the hell knows where he was? According to Candace, she doesn't know where he was that day. But then she says in a screenshot, he was at work with the oldest son. Then she says, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be hard. Plus, we have other people. We have Jody across the street.
Well,
I don't believe
I'm
Jody
very
is a suspect.
suspicious.
I believe Jody wants to be a part of this.
Yeah, and it's very, if you know about criminals, I mean, especially if it's not all of the time, but sometimes they insert themselves into the investigation because they want to know what's going on. They want to keep a narrative or whatever it might be. I mean, she could just be wanting attention, but it's just, I mean, I can't even let my mind go to what we don't know those children experienced and saw, And so, but you're right, Candace, I always say, I don't see her as a victim because they're equally abusive and she's the violent one. Don's very physical or verbally abusive. But Summer, if you look at her, she had little bruises all over her and she was so emaciated and she just went so downhill. And somebody made a good point that she wouldn't pass any bowel movement if she hadn't eaten all day. And it's weird that none of them ate all day, And I heard
we don't know. Like I said, in this case, the simplest things, the things that we all do throughout the day, not just on an odd day, whether we have an extremely crazy busy day or not, we all know that we have to go to the bathroom at some point. We all have to get something to eat. The only thing that's normal human behavior for that day she brings up is getting something to drink at Sonic.
Yeah. And the Body Farm is very interesting. It's right there in Knoxville. I have a book about it. I wanted to go into criminal psych, but yeah, I mean, but I thought, didn't TBI say at the last press conference they did, they did say that they had searched everything with cadavers and everything. So
yeah, and it's on their website. So when people say they're trying to cover this up, if you go to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation website, there is a section 100% dedicated to the investigation in the disappearance of Summer Wells. And, you just go through there and read all the FAQs. I don't think it's going to be too long until they're going to be adding to those, because I think that they're peeling this back slowly but surely. And there's going to be an outcome. Somebody brought up some other cases and I was like, yeah, not specifically in Tennessee. One is specific to Tennessee, where it seemed like it was at a standstill, nothing would happen, and boom, out of nowhere.
Right. Well, we don't, again, law enforcement, most 99% of their work is behind closed doors. So, and they probably have a ton, like we all believe that something is bigger here. I mean, it very well could be. I mean, if they're into doing what they do, these sick things to children, God only knows all the digital evidence. I mean, I know that takes a while to go through, but I'm sure that they've gotten all that back. But I also believe that they had other burner phones, because I believe that I think Candace threw her phone into Don's old truck or whatever, because when she didn't want her phone with her.
They can find burner phones. They can link all that. I know that's a common thing in every case is burner phones.
Yeah,
if you look at the Vallow case, it's in their affidavit what they went through to find burner phones, and they were communicating by burner phone. Pruitt said they have all the digital evidence back. What they're waiting on, I don't know. I really don't. But there is a lot there. And I think when it hits, it's going to be either
It could be CPS, the horrible things, maybe they're, that they did to the kids that they could, I don't know. But yeah, I'm obsessed. I've been obsessed with the Delphi case for like ever. And we were just talking about the burner phone thing. And also, they can always like, there used to be a show, I don't watch TV anymore, but that show on ID where they solved crimes just by looking at surveillance cameras all over. And they could see someone buying a burner phone, like in a store somewhere and stuff like that. But
plus they go through their debit cards, credit cards, and people kind of usually stay in their own area. Dawn and Candace certainly did. Like, it's either going to come out, it's going to be kind of simpler than we ever thought, or it's way, way, way more complicated. And probably, since they keep mentioning the CPS case, it's probably going to be pretty damn disturbing. I know. That's where I'm leaning. But I appreciate you coming up. Don't be a stranger. Anytime you see that link, grab it.
No, I usually don't like to get up on panels, but okay. Have a good day. And I will try to find that, and I'll put it in the comments if I do.
Yeah, or send me an email.
Okay.
That's the best way to make sure I 100% do see it.
All righty. Okay. Bye-bye.
So yeah, we need to look at that. I think someone else caught that too, that when they went back in the house, she under her breath said, "Not her." So I don't know, is not her Grandis, meaning Grandis didn't come in with them, or Summer?
Yeah, I'd be interested in hearing that too. I've not heard that, so I would like to hear that myself.
Got to go through it again. But no time for it today. Got to get to real life and adulting. Got to do some adulting today, guys.
Yes, unfortunately so.
I'm telling you what, adult activities are keeping me away from hanging out with you guys some days.
Yes, amen.
But we got to make time because these cases are too important. Muscles, as always, I love having you up. Your insight, especially you being right there. Like, we wouldn't even know about the Wi-Fi. And like one day you're explaining the terrain. You're like, no, it's not just the terrain. You gave us a real in-depth, this is how rough it really is. I'm past her wandering off. I've been past that since, end of June 2021.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. They'd have found her by now. They had too many resources out there looking. They'd have found her by now. She wandered off like that. Unless it had been, obviously, the day before. It might be a different story, but, no. Nope.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you letting me be up here again.
Hey, anytime. Yep. When we're live.
Absolutely. Have a good day, y'all.
Is my mic on? It cut out for a minute. Muscles jumped off. All right. I don't know what happened. I just had kind of a dead space there for a second. I couldn't hear anything. Can everybody hear me? Well, I hope so. It shows it's connected. All right. Well, I'm going to wind this down, guys. And next week we have even more we're going to talk about. We're going to go back to the swim hole next week. I know that we replay and we talk about these things, but it really, truly is all in the beginning and leading up to something set off the events of June 15th. I can't wait to find out what they are, and I know you guys can't either. So, Mod Squad, thank you. You guys are the best. We have the best chat and the best community on YouTube, hands down. I love the stuff that you guys look at, you catch, we talk about. You don't see that or hear that anywhere else. So keep being you. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. If I don't see you tomorrow morning, I'll catch you in between shows on Discord. You guys are the best. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.